If you're in the final year of your graduation, you might feel a little overwhelmed by all the things that people are asking you to do in order to jumpstart your career in business management. You do need to pay attention to college, of course, you can't let go of that. You have to prepare for CAT and other management entrance tests. But then people might also be saying that you should be looking at internships, certifications, probably also sit for placements, and maybe do a few more things on the way. So, how do you decide which of these is important and which of these you can let go of? And if you want to do everything, then how do you divide your time between these multiple activities? Now, a logical way of thinking about this whole process is how much weightage each of these components has in your selection. Now, when I say selection, let's talk about the two stages of the selection process. The first stage is usually what we call the first call. The first call is nothing but the interview call. And then there is the final call after the interview, where the college decides whether they want to give you an admit or whether they don't, or perhaps whether they want to waitlist you. Now, think about the first call. If you have read the information that is available everywhere, you would realize that your CAT score or your test score is probably the one that has the greatest weightage in most cases. But at the same time, your academics also matter. Now, the weightage assigned to your academics, specifically your graduation marks, may differ from one college to another. But then let's remember that these marks are permanent. They are going to stay on your record forever. You can't go back and change them. Even if things don't go your way, you might still be able to retake CAT or other management entrance tests. So, if I had to choose between preparing for CAT and preparing for my college exams, at least for that period of time when my exams are going on, I would definitely prioritize my college exams. Now, CAT prep, we cannot let go of. And I think it's absolutely possible for most people to manage time between college and preparing for CAT. If we manage our time efficiently, that is. Now, what about the other components? Let's say internships. If your college does have opportunities for internships, definitely take a look at them, evaluate whether they will add value to your CV. Doing an internship for the sake of doing an internship is not really going to help. So, what kind of an internship is going to add value to your CV? It should be a good brand, ideally, or maybe it is relevant to the kind of career you want to pursue in the future. If it has any of these qualities, then I would say try to see if you can probably include an internship in the time that you have. But again, it's not absolutely mandatory. It's not that the college will reject you if you don't have any internships on your CV. This is an added benefit. The same applies to certifications. If you are kind of clear on your career goals or you have some idea of how you want your career to pan out, then maybe take a look at some of the certifications that are available online and see if you can make time to pursue them. But just like internships, it's not mandatory. It is something that you can do if you can find the time for it. But now, let's talk about work experience. Some colleges do have a placement process, and if the placement process is able to command some good names in the market, definitely give it a shot. Work experience will add to your CV in two ways. First of all, it might give you a few marks for the first call, but more importantly, even when you go for the interview, it will make your interview a lot more interesting. You will be able to say that you already have some experience in the professional arena. And after that also, when you sit for placements during your MBA, if you have some degree of work experience, it might help you in that process as well. Now, the other more important reason why people want to consider work experience opportunities is that it gives you a backup plan. Of course, you will prepare for your management entrance tests, and hopefully in the first attempt you will do well and everything will be good. But there's always the possibility that things do not pan out as you want them to. In such a situation, if you have a job, then you can always retake these tests and look for better colleges the next year. So ultimately, if I have to sum up how to prioritize all of these activities, I would say please pay attention to your college exams because those marks matter. Make sure that you put in as much time as you can for your CAT prep because those marks also matter. Everything else, I would probably say, is a little lower down in the hierarchy. So if there is a placement process, see if you want to explore that. and also whether it will in fact add value to your CV if there are good brands. Internships and certifications, I would probably rate the lowest down in the hierarchy. That is not to say that they are not important, but it's just a little more difficult to put a number to how much weight they are going to add to the selection process. So since I can't really quantify how much benefit I will have due to my internships and certifications, I would probably focus on the factors that I know definitely carry weight. So ultimately, academics and your score in CAT or other management entrance tests, followed by perhaps some work experience after college, and then internships and certifications. This would be the order of priority. Now, don't let other people decide how you want to manage your time. You have to figure out what is the best way forward for you. And once you have decided that, just try to stick to it.